Hello guys, welcome to Alvin 211 Media, and of course I'm your host Ian, and I'm very much delighted for your support. I'm longing for we learn together. If we support each other, we will grow together. This week, being the main mental health week, we have brought to you a specialist, and she's here. She's Madam Christine Naishora. She's working with Windall International Kenya, and she's a psychologist. So she's very much experienced and has a lot of capacity in dealing with mental health or maybe emotional effect.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, maybe you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed. Think you're something out of my nightmares, standing right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead.
Hi, Christine.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. You're very much welcome. This is
you.
Alvin 211 Media.
Thank you very much for having me.
Okay. Thank you too for coming today. Our topic of discussion today is about mental health.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know you have dealt with students
Yes.
as well as some refugees, some
Yes.
individuals in different parts of society, and who are also being infected by this issue.
Yeah.
So how can you tell us about your experience with these people?
Okay, so first, thank you for having me. And I think I have to say that I like what you're doing. Inspiring the youths, and that is my passion. My passion is working with the youths, as you know.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm under a program that deals with a lot of youths, so I'm actually in the field where I really like serving the youths, because that is where you notice so many transformations.
Yeah.
And knowing that the population of this even world or even this country, the population that is the highest is the youths, and for that matter, young men and young women. Today we are discussing about the men, which is good because mostly the girl child or maybe the youths who are girls are more certain to get the informations a lot other than their counterparts who are the men. I feel like the girl child is being focused more on, and the men are kind of left out. So
Sure.
thank you for bringing up the fact that you need to know about mental health in men, because when we look at different issues when it comes to mental health, you can actually say that men are really affected by it. If you look at things like suicide, I must say that men are the ones that have the higher number of suicide rates, which is very sad.
Sure.
And actually, as we continue the conversation, you will notice that there are things that are making actually men to be more into different issues to do with mental health, like the disorders, like depression and anxiety, and all these things. The men are really going through it, and nobody is talking about it. That's why I've mentioned that suicide rates are very high in men than in women. So I will be curious to know more of the questions that you will bring up when it comes to the topic.
Thank you very much. Actually, I would want us to start with this issue of men. Like in many societies, mostly in Africa, like where I came from, South Sudan, men don't like dealing with these issues of mental health problem and whatever thing. So they like tend to run away from it, even if someone is being affected by this issue. So they don't show it, right? So how can you really identify that this man is suffering from mental health issues?
So there's actually nothing that is different about the symptoms, let's say, that men experience from the one from ladies. But how they deal with it is what brings in the difference.
Sure.
Number one, if you look at someone who has a mental health issue, one, if it's someone who is always bubbly, let's say this man is a talkative man, is an outgoing man, an extrovert for that matter. With some time, you might actually notice that this person does no longer talk to people. does not like going out.
Yeah.
Maybe their eating habits has changed. That is how you can actually identify that this person is actually going through something.
Yeah, for
Or
sure.
they just withdraw from the public and they stop talking to people and they stop sleeping. Maybe it's someone who's your roommate and you notice that this person, the sleeping habits have also changed. Or if it's someone who did not engage in drugs and substance abuse and they start taking alcohol, someone is trying to cover something
Yeah.
and they are not saying it. And why am I saying this? Because men in our societies are not just South Sudanese, but in the African culture, it's like men are told not to talk about these things.
Yeah.
Because then you will feel like you're weak.
Yeah, for sure.
If you say I'm feeling this and that, then maybe your counter persons who are female might look like, why are you telling me your problems? So it's like the African man has been made not to talk about their problems whenever there's a problem. It's like keep it to yourself and
Yeah.
deal with the issue without us knowing what issue that you're going through.
Yeah.
So I would say those are some of the signs that you can actually notice in a person, that they have insomnia. Insomnia is like they cannot be able to sleep well. They will have issues with eating.
Yeah.
So it can cause eating disorders like bulimia and anorexia. The person will also engage in activities like drugs and substance abuse,
Yeah, sure.
withdrawing from people, and just becoming someone that you don't understand anymore. They don't talk if it was an extrovert person. So I would say even the suicidal ideas, that is how you can also get to know that this person is going through something.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe someone says, oh, hata ningeenda pale Thika Road, nisimame tu, nigongwe na gari. Maybe that is how you can notice this person is going through something.
Yeah.
So those are some of the ways you can actually know that this person is going through something and their mental health is not okay.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But how can you deal with them as an individual, or maybe you find out, or maybe how can society deal with these people?
Okay, so how you can deal with this as a society, let's start from that, is by stop stigmatizing men when they're about to talk about their issues. Let men talk about their issues openly without feeling shy or feeling like they're a weaker being. You know how boys are told, usilie. Since when you're growing up, umeambiwa ukigongwa na mtu ama ukifanya nini usilie. I wish people will just let men express themselves and not have to look at them like as a weaker being when they express themselves and say this is what I'm going through.
Yeah.
I want the society to also have a lot of psychoeducation. By that I mean let people be educated about mental health. Let people know when something like this happens to me, then I am having a mental health issue.
Yeah.
So psychoeducation is something else that I really feel like the community should be engaged in. Awareness, so that people know when something changes, then there is something that is causing my issue with mental health.
Yeah.
So the society going out there and talking about it like it's something normal, because each of us is subjected to stress. The only difference will be how are we dealing with it.
Yeah.
All of us, there's nobody that is 100%, but then when you fall, how do you wake up?
Yeah, for
So
sure.
I will say psychoeducation is something that needs to be dealt with. I would also say that men should come out and feel bold about themselves and not feel like they are going to be judged by anybody. Because in this world, if you don't speak about your issues, then who will speak for you?
No one.
So you have to stand and speak for yourself. I will also say there's nothing wrong in seeking professional help from counselors. And I think our societies are actually now embracing that psychology, or let's say counseling is accessible. That there are people who have actually professionally focused on counseling the people in our societies, so that we can have a society that is actually sober. So there is nothing wrong in getting professional help whenever you feel like you're not okay and you need to talk to someone.
Yeah, for sure.
I will also tell the men that look for someone that you trust, someone that you can talk to as a brother or even a sister, or someone who's older than you, that when you tell those people your issues, they will be able to direct you in the right way.
Yeah.
I will also say engaging in drug and substance abuse is not the solution. It is actually worsening the condition. Why am I saying that? It's because drugs and substance abuse will never solve your issue. They will only suppress it for a couple of hours and you're back to dealing with the same
Issue again, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so drugs and substance abuse, I would not say is the solution at all. If you can actually avoid it, it will be good for you.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Eating well and hydrating well as well, and making sure that you sleep also in time is how you can deal with this, because when you're experiencing changes in mental health, you can actually notice that people don't eat well, so they lose a lot of weight. They have physical issues because that is one of the other negative things that happen. You might be having constant headaches and your body aches. There's a lot of irritability. Ukiongeleshwa na mtu unakasirika haraka.
Yeah.
So, and men are actually, that is how they project. You find very angry men in our societies, and then you will ask yourself, why are we having very angry people around? It's because these people have suppressed a lot.
Yeah.
The only way they can express this is by outbursting their anger to someone else, and I don't think that is the way. So I would really advise men to keep talking.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Thank you very much. And we have also this issue. This one, in fact, this one is very, it's affecting a lot. Maybe the whole society, I think, as you touch it, yeah, concerning this, most of the people, in fact, the whole of our society is stigmatized. The main issues, like
Yeah.
you can see a man is having a problem, but as an individual, you can just maybe sit back and say he's okay.
Yeah.
In fact, you know that he might be suffering from a certain issue, maybe, but he's still human, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you would just sit back and say he will deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because simply because he's a man.
Assuming.
Yeah, yeah. But if it's a lady, someone would actually approach her and say like, sorry, you have to deal with this, and
Yeah, yeah.
try to provide some counseling also. Yeah, but in our society, it's not the same. Right?
Yeah.
You sit back for a man and you help a lady. And you know, all are human beings.
Yeah.
Yeah, and every human being suffers in one point or another.
Very true.
Yeah. So we need to find a way at least to deal with this issue. I don't know how can our society come back in a way maybe to eliminate this assumption.
I think I've already talked about some of those things,
Yeah.
like I said about awareness and psychosocial, psychoeducation among the community, just to
Yeah,
let
actually.
them know that boys and men are also human beings. The only thing that makes us different is the gender,
Yeah.
but it doesn't make us different from what we suffer. We all, as human beings, go through issues here and there in life. So I think our communities need to embrace the fact that issues are, everyone goes through it, and they should just be able to accept the men to express themselves even more and more than making them suppress their issues by assuming that we know he's going through something but he's okay,
Yeah.
or he's going through something but he will sort himself out. But you see, it's good even if someone knows that you're not okay, that you also as a person take the initiative to talk about it,
Yeah.
to find someone, like I said, that you trust to tell that issue. So those are some of the ways, just including the ones that I had talked about, that
Yeah.
the community can deal with this.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Madam Christine. We are very delighted. I know we have learned a lot, and simply, someone might also be suffering from somewhere that we don't know. Yeah. If you can give them your contacts, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, or maybe something like your platform where someone can follow you.
Okay, so I will give my number.
Yeah.
And that is 011 324 185. That is my official.
0111
Yeah.
yeah
324
324
185.
185.
Yeah, that's my official number.
Okay, thank you very much,
Yes.
Madam Christine. We are very happy.
Thank you for having me, and continue inspiring the community.
Thank you.
I know they learn something from you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.